friends, welcome back to your channel Stock Dr. RR. Today we are going to do a technical analysis of Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P 500, Russell 2000 and precious commodities gold and silver. Before we go ahead and start our analysis, in case you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, search for Stock Dr. RR, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon. You will get the notification of all future videos on this channel. So let's go ahead and see the economic calendar, which all important events are coming for the next week. Monday, we have Fed Chair Powell speech. Tuesday, we have retail sales. Wednesday, building permits. Thursday, durable goods. And on Friday, we have core PC price index. Let's go ahead and see the trading view. What analysis we did last week, what were our targets and what were the stop loss, and how market did act on these levels. So we did the analysis on the Friday, and this is the Nasdaq 100. You can see after the Friday close, before Monday market opened, we mentioned that Nasdaq 100 has two targets. The first was at 20,800, it achieved, and then second target was at 21,000. And you can see here we almost made a high of 20,983, means we have almost achieved the second target also, you can see here. So both the target 1 and 2 achieved. If we speak about Dow Jones, we did the analysis here on this day, and I mentioned very clearly that Dow Jones is at very good support level. We mentioned about two targets of 39,900, 41,150. You can see here Dow Jones has given a very good rally. Both targets of upside got achieved. Then we talked about S&P 500. We did analysis on this day, and then you can see here S&P 500 achieved both targets of 5650 and 5700. We talked about Russell 2000. If you remember this chart, I clearly mentioned that here we have got the breakout, and if it sustains about 2050, then you can see here we achieved almost all the targets, not almost all the targets achieved in a single candle. Right here you can see the first target was 2085, second was 2120, and third was 2160. This was the one of the greatest rally, or one of the greatest chart we discussed, and we got the expected target. So you can see here from 2050, it made the high of almost 2185, almost 6.5% upside within 3 trading sessions it gave. We talked about gold. Gold we discussed here on this day, Friday. We mentioned that gold is looking for 2435. You can see here gold achieved its target of 2430. After that, we discussed about silver. Silver, we did analysis on this date. I mentioned that silver is looking for $32, and you can see here on Thursday itself, it achieved the target of $32. So you can see almost all the indices and the commodities achieved its target. So let's go ahead and draw a new chart and discuss what market is looking for the coming week. Friends, now this is the updated chart of Nasdaq 100. Okay, now this is a weekly chart. Let's talk about monthly chart first. Monthly charts shows us that we are at all-time high. You can see here, right? We are at all-time high on the monthly chart. Weekly chart, if we look at it, it says that it's a doji pattern, means it's indecisive pattern, like anything happen for the next week. If we see the day chart shows us that there is some buying came from the bottom. Now remember one thing very important, that next week there is a lot of stocks are reporting their earning. So it might be possible that index will stay in a range bound, but the individual stocks who are reporting their numbers, they might show some major moves. So for Nasdaq 100, we will check on the 4 hourly time frame and we will find out the levels. So for this, if we see here, now it has created a big range of uh, 20,350 is a lower support for this index, and 20,800 is a resistance for this index. Resistance, you can say horizontal resistance, and this is the horizontal support. So I would say once it breaks 20,800 again, then you will see the sharp up move for 21,000 and 21,200. And when we will talk about downside, we will talk about downside only if it starts trading below 20,350 for the targets of 20,150 and 19,900. So the idea is very clear. If it's trade above 20,800, then almost 400 point upside. If it trades below 20,350, then these are the two lower targets. Until that, there is a possibility that it can move in this range. Uh, Let me draw it again. Yeah. So this will be the move, right? This range. So now let's talk about Dow Jones. For the Dow Jones, you can see here, Dow Jones monthly chart, you can see here, we are almost again near to all-time high. Weekly chart, if we talk about, this is the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows nice strength. Day chart, you can see here, it shows a strength, right? And this is a 4 hourly chart. So based on this 4 hourly chart, I have concluded these levels. Right now, Dow Jones, you can see here, uh, just a moment, 20,000, 40,750 is one more target here. Yeah. So let's zoom in the chart again. So you can see here for Dow Jones, you can see 40,150 to 39,900 is a solid support area, right? This is a solid support area. Dow Jones will again claim for 40,600 and 40,750. Where will be the downside? If it starts trading below 39,900, then it can go for 39,600 and 39,300. These are the two downside targets for the Dow Jones if it closes below 39,900. Looking at the strength, I don't think that Dow Jones will go down. If we see the day chart here and weekly chart here, monthly chart here, it's very strong. And once it crossed 40,750, then the next big target for the Dow Jones will be 41,050 will be the next higher target. So again, three targets: 40,550, 40,750, and 41,050. These are the three targets coming for the Dow Jones. If we talk about S&P 500, you can see here, monthly chart, we are at all-time high. Weekly chart, again, we are at all-time high. The nice green candle. Day chart also shows a strength. So we will find out the next targets on the 4 hourly time frame. You can see here, for S&P 500, 5,630 to 5,585 is a solid support area, right? It's a very solid support area. The first target is 5,700 again. If it starts managing to trade above 5,700, then 5,750 and 5,800 is the next target. If we talk about downside, if it managed to trade below 5,585 and sustain below it, then we will talk about 5,550 and 5,500. These are the two downside targets. Now let's talk about Russell 2000. This is very interesting chart here. You can see, and as I mentioned before, You can see there is a lot of strength showing. You can see this is a monthly breakout. It is trying to show its all-time high is 2600, and now it is at 2167. Weekly chart, you can see a very solid, and it is showing it is trying to give a big breakout again, because you can see here the every time it got resistance here. The first resistance is here, second is here, third was almost trying to happen, but little uh, beyond before the resistance. The fourth one is here, fifth one is here, and sixth one is here, and it is very solid. You can see here. So you can see here this weekly candle is almost, let us see how much it is. This one is almost 6%, right? 6% is a very big number, and this is a day chart. And now let's convert into the 4 hourly, so we'll get the exact numbers. So these are my targets for Russell 2000. I would say there are so many stocks under Russell 2000 like TNA. These stocks are going to show a big upside. Now let's see for Russell 2000. Now new support area is 2100 and 2165. So this is a support area for Russell 2000. This would be the support area, this entire place. Now, if it managed to stay above 2165 to 2170, it is going to show 2200, 2240, and 2300. This big upside is pending. If we talk about downside, if it managed to trade and sustain below 2100, then technically it can go for 2085, 2050, and 2030. But personally, I'm very bullish on this index, and I think down the line it is going to show all these three targets. So this was about Russell 2000. Now we will quickly talk about two precious commodities, gold and silver. Gold and silver, you can see here, it has this is a 4 hourly chart. It has a support area between 2385 and 2335. This is the support area, right? And the targets are 2435 again, and 2500. This is the next important target which it is waiting to cross. When will be the downside in the gold? It will be below 2335. Once it starts trading and sustaining below 2335, then it can go for 2300 and 2250. So this was about the gold. Let's talk about the silver. For the silver, as I mentioned, silver is very bullish. You can see here it has all-time high, not all-time high, but recent high is $33, and it wants to cross that high again. And weekly chart, you can see here after a big breakout it retraced, and now day chart is here, and then we convert it into the 4 hourly chart. So now the idea is clear for this one. Again, you can see here, once silver starts trading above 23.25, 21.25, 31.25, I'm sorry, 31.25, then it will go for 32, 32.75, and the final target I'm looking for $34. When it will show the downside, if it starts trading and sustaining below 30.25, then you can look for the target of 29.25, 28.25, and 27.25. But honestly, if my personal view is silver should show more upside. It is waiting to give one more breakout, because you can see here on the day chart, it has shown almost a flag breakout. This is a flag. This is a flag, right? And this is a flag pole. So this big target, right? This X target from here to, you can see this point, 34 to 36. This upside is pending and this will show very soon. So this was all about the chart today, my friends. I hope you learned something about this video. In this video, you got some of the important levels, and I hope you will act accordingly with your due diligence. In case you have not subscribed to this channel, please go ahead, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon, you will get the notification. And last but not least, let's learn and earn together. Thank you, my friends. You have a good one.